Hello, this is Jani from the band Farah. Farah, however you want to pronounce it. Welcome to our YouTube channel. If you're new to us, we are a four-piece band from Turku, Finland. We play music that's very groovy, has elements of 60s, 70s, rock, pop, funk, blues, even jazz at times. And as I said, we operate here in Finland, and our circles are small at the moment. But the reason I'm doing this video in English is because I think the topics I'm going to discuss and talk about and show you and stuff like that, I think the topics are something that could be interesting for different people around Finland as well. So yeah, welcome, hop on. And just to let you know, I'm very new to this kind of thing, so if I start rambling and mumbling and stuff like that, just bear with me, I got it. So yeah, I decided to do this video because I'm very interested in guitar gear, obviously, and how to achieve different tones and tonal variations by just well, using the dynamics of your hands and the electronics of your guitar, relying on those. And in the music we play, it's heavily it relies heavily on those elements, guitar playing, in my opinion, or at least that's how I like to build riffs and ideas to the songs we make. Yeah, I guess we could start with the general gear talk. What kind of equipment is being used in Farah, both live and when we record? So I guess we could start with this. This is a guitar of choice. It's a Tokai LC-107s, made in Japan. Basically Les Paul custom copy. Got it in 2015 together with my father. I think the model is from 2015, so it's like I think 10 years old by now. Materials, I think it has a mahogany body, mahogany neck, and I think even the top is made of mahogany. Usually it's like maple or something like that in Les Pauls, but I think it's a mahogany top. I might be wrong on that, but I think it's mahogany. 2 tones, 2 volumes, pickup selector switch, ebony fingerboard, and I think that's it for the woods. It's been modified slightly. I've had the original frets changed to stainless steel ones, and pickups have been changed to Seymour Duncan Alnico 2 Pros APH-1s, I think, and both pickups have the treble bleed mod, and also the neck pickup has a coil split to get it to split, to make this single coilish type of tone. Then I think that's all things guitar right there. Well, the bridge, by the way, all the hardware is gold off, but the bridge has been changed because the original one wore out. But other than that, this is it. Okay, maybe the next thing to talk about in the signal chain would be my pedalboard, which is right here. It's pretty simple, I think. The signal from the guitar goes first into Boss TU3 tuner, your most important pedal, I think. Then into an MXR Blue Box, which has been modded with the C11 mod that makes it a little bit louder, because the original state that it was, that it's been built, it like dropped the volume from 100% to like 80% or something like that. Yeah, which didn't make it very usable with live situations, but now it's good. Then from that into the MXR Phase 90 phaser pedal, which I use heavily, and I love the simplicity of it, and also that it's possible to adjust the rate of the phaser with your feet. And I'm usually everywhere everywhere on the spectrum that the phaser will give me, because I love the Leslie type of tones you get when it's like full blast, and obviously the Van Halen is slower, like slower movements, and then the psychedelic, almost univibey types when you're in the middle. So yeah, I love this pedal. Then from that we go into this MXR carbon copy analog delay, which I always have the modulation on, because that gives you the sort of like chorusy type of ambience to your playing. I really like that, love that. Let's ignore these things for a moment, because they're not in the signal chain as of now. But from the delay we go into my amplifier or preamp, which is Sansamp PSA-1 by Tech21. I really like these units, absolutely love them. It's a funny thing, you can't really see this anymore anywhere, at least I haven't here in Finland. It's as of right now, it sits in a weird place when you look at like how gear has been evolving, because these days you see players using quad cortexes and helixes and like digital modelers like that, or your classic tube amps, but not really these like pre-digital modelers that are fully analog and like very like cutting edge technology from that time, like from the 90s. I don't think you can see those anymore that much being used. So that's absolutely why I love it also. Why I have it and why I have two of them, because right after the pandemic hit, I was using this, well actually this one right here, you can barely see it in the corner, this Marshall Vintage Modern Combo, and it has KT66 tubes in it, and I was afraid that you couldn't get those anymore because of the pandemic and all the like restrictions and stuff. So I purchased one of those because I wanted my rig to be analog, and fell in love with it, absolutely. I play many different styles of music, like outside of Farah as well, and it can do anything from like metal to, well, jazz. How I used live, I basically take from the XLR outs of the unit, because there are two XLR outs. I go front of house with those, and then I split the signal from the line out of the preamp and go into this Mooer Baby Bomb power amp, which sits behind this rack, and it powers this Laney cabinet. I think it's AOR cap 2x12. I don't remember what the speakers are in it, but I think they are the most hated ones Celestion makes. Whatever those were, I'm not really sure. I don't remember. I will put them in the description below, so that you can check them out if you want. But yeah, so that's the basic setup. Guitar, pedalboard, straight into the Sansamps. Then from the Sansamp it goes both XLR outs and out to the power amp plus cabinet. Oh yeah, and I have two just because I want to have one as a spare if something happens to it, because it's an old unit and something will inevitably happen, and I want to be prepared. So yeah, how I approach sounds in Farah, or in most of the styles I play, is that I'm a huge Jimmy Page fan, or should I say I'm more of a Jimmy Page tone fan than that sounds wrong. I like Jimmy Page, I like his tones, I like his playing, I like how he gets his tones, and the way he gets his tones is by adjusting his volume and tone controls, and it took me a while to figure that thing out, because I was like every other guitar player. I had different pedals for every sound I needed. But we could start by checking out how the amp sounds when everything is full blast, meaning my volume controls. Pretty distorted. The trick how I use dynamics in my playing in live and in our music is I have actually marked settings on the knobs to 5. So when everything is at 5, digit wise, you get this kind of tone. By the way, I'm pretty much always on the middle position. I think it has a nice quacky balance thing that I fell in love with. For example, from Jimmy Page's playing. So it sounds like this. This is my basic rhythm tone now. So this kind of woody and pretty clangy, and some people would, I think, find it horrible, but I love it. I absolutely love all those overtones you get from lower strings when in the middle position. It sounds like ho ho ho. It's I don't know, something very vocal about it. I like it. But the cool thing about this is I actually nicked this from Joe Bonamassa when I was watching some video. He was talking about Les Pauls, and my main solo tone is, or how I get my solo tones when you need to have like this boost that cuts you through the mix, is I'm in the middle setting, and however I would like to be, depending on how I would like to set the character of the solo. Do I want it to be like deeper or like more straight, edgy type of tone? I would adjust one of the volume controls accordingly. So if I would like to have like this cutting edge solo tone, very punky style in the middle of a riff, I would do this. Sorry for the poor play. So yeah, by adjusting one of the volume controls when you're in the middle setting, you can like lift that up nicely, and you don't have to even like switch, you know, pickups or anything like that. If you want to, you can do that. So then it's obviously more pronounced towards that pickup. But I think that's mainly how I use the volume controls in our music. I live in the middle setting and then adjust, mix different sounds accordingly. We can show you the neck pickup mixed in with all this rhythm tone as well. So as you can see, it became like much darker and juicier. Another rhythm tone I use in our band is the neck pickup rolled down a bit and also split, so you get this funky sort of thing. So it's more funky and like, you know, more mellow type of rhythm tone. And when you boost that, the way I use coil splitted sounds and solo boosts with them is sometimes it's just enough to like unsplit the coil. So you don't even have to roll your volume up to get a solo tone per se, but the added mid boost when you put it back to humbucker is pretty effective as well. And obviously I always play a bit harder when I'm soloing so that things cut through better. But yeah, I think the pretty unordinary thing about this approach is that I'm rarely on the bridge pickup, which I think is, yeah, I think it's strange myself as well. But I really love the middle setting, middle position. It's just, I don't know, from like our songs like Children of the Night uses that sound heavily in the riff. Put it in the middle. As well as New Orleans. And on latest single Mystical Blackbird, I'm in the split coil mode. then you split the neck pickup. Another array of tones right there, so it's just the middle setting but a bit thinner, more tellies, I think. Yeah, that's the main core tones and how I get them. Obviously, when you really have to like do the full blast rock and roll solo thing, then I'm only on the like bridge pickup full blast or like neck pickup full blast. But the important thing about this, I think, is that you don't you get the space, not spacing, the balance of the bridge and neck pickup right if you want to get that woody middle setting tone. Obviously, everything is subjective. Somebody will like the way I have put it. Somebody will hate the way I have put the pickups. But like I've set them so that the neck pickup is slightly harder than bridge pickup. Like they're the same output, but like the height. I'm talking about the height. So the distance between distance to the strings is closer on the neck pickup than on the bridge pickup, and I think that sort of misbalance really does the sound. So if I have everything full blast, this is the bridge pickup, this is neck pickup. So I don't know if you can hear it, but it's slightly hotter or louder, I should say. But in the next middle position, it sounds like this. You know, that sneaked a bit of Zeppelin in there. I could also go through these pedals quick, how I use them in front. So the blue box is the first pedal in chain, and I'm basically using that as a... We have these like synth lines, synth type of things in our set and our songs, and we also play a few covers here and there, so it's pretty nice addition to play, for example, well, in Superstition, for example. I don't know if I explained what the blue box does actually. It's an octave fuzz that puts a 2 octaves lower signal there as well. And sometimes it's playing unusable sound, but if you're playing like higher frets, it can really sound interesting, especially if you put the phaser, then after that it becomes like very, very cutting and cool, I think. And the sound guy will hate you forever. But at least you feel good. Yeah, so, and the phaser, I could also demonstrate that. Like I said, I use it in every setting it has to offer, basically. From the lower ones, like to like more psychedelic ones used in our song Nightwalk, for example. And then into the Leslie ones, Leslie type of sounds used in, well, for example, in the Mystical Blackbird song. nice to the whole, because it's a single guitar band, so it's nice to have like general depth to the sound. And those kind of elements, I think, make it more interesting. Then the carbon copy, which is, I usually change the settings throughout the gig, like for example the delay time. I don't really know where I usually set it, but it's like, well, something like this. So it's pretty short, but it gives a nice ambience, and it works actually very well in front of the distorted amp, because that's also one thing people don't usually do anymore these days, that they would put delays in front of the amp, but I think it works fine, and it reacts to your like dynamics better in front of the amp, I think. From very subtle thing to like. Yeah, that sort of thing. I think that's pretty much everything there is to my sound, I think. Let me know if you would like to know something more. Leave a comment, and yeah, like I said, this is pretty new thing for me, so sorry for mumbling or like getting lost from the train of thought, but yeah, I like this kind of stuff. I like making this kind of stuff, and if you're interested, then nice, but if you're not, then that's also fine. Yeah, until next time, let me know what you would like to hear next. Bye.